Hi, this is Jason here at RoofSnap.
And Katrina.
And, well, we have another frequently asked question video for you here today.
That's right.
Katrina, what's up?
So I would like to see how I can manage my users and my projects in RoofSnap for my iPad.
Okay. Well, and it's funny how those two things have some crossover and some similar functionality. Where we are right now here on the RoofSnap screen is, well, what you're going to see when you first log in.
Sure.
So you've got your main tiles here, and you've got your current user. And if you're an admin user, you have a specific functionality that only you can do here if you have the admin role. So you could be the primary on the account, or you could be one of the managers who's been set up as an admin. And from here, if you tap on your name, and you'll see there's a little arrow button there, it's going to show you all of the other sub-users within your account.
Gotcha.
Now this is beneficial if you're, say, the sales manager or any other manager really who needs to see what your salesmen or other people out in the field or otherwise to see what they're doing in the app. So this is, for the most part, this is real time as they sink in new information during the day, as they're creating new projects and estimating different jobs. So I'm going to tap over here to one of our sub-users, Corey.
Okay.
Now, Corey doesn't create a lot of documents, but he does create a lot of projects. So when I come down here into his new leads, I can then go in and see all of the projects that he's recently created. And of course, these are a lot of test projects. Let's come down and just grab practice number 84.
Sounds good.
He's a sketch tech. He does a lot of practice. So once we go into his project, then we can actually go into his RoofSnap screen and we can see the lines that have been drawn. And of course, this one is incomplete. We see that the lines are still yellow. It hasn't been drawn in its entirety. And so if this was one of our salespeople, if this was a real lead, and we saw here, well, we don't have any pitches and we don't have any line labels, you would know this is an unfinished project. It's not going to be delivering accurate measurements. You could even at this point go in and help that user by labeling up different lines and adding pitch value. If the drawing wasn't very straight, you can fix projects within your sub-users' accounts. I'm going to hit the cancel button instead of save, leave and go back out. And let's go and switch to another user. So let's see what Katrina has been up to lately.
Da, da, da.
And then from here, Katrina has some inspection scheduled projects. So let's go in there. She's got one called Dormers Overhangs. And we can go in and take a look. And this is a familiar project that I've seen before. And we can see that, she's got all of the lines labeled, but she doesn't have any pitch values in. But she does have the dormers labeled as dormers, which is good. So you might want to give Katrina a call and say, hey, you don't have any pitches on that roof. You got to put some pitches in because your measurements aren't going to be right.
It's very
or whatever,
true.
Whatever
Yeah.
advice you want to share. Now, within this project, you can also go and look at the measurements and see what the total measurements are, see what waste percentage has been used, look at the different line item measurement breakdowns. You can go into specifications and see if an estimate has been generated here. Currently, there are no estimate items in this project. And then go down into the documents and see if a document has been created yet. So if there's an estimate, a contract, if there's a sketch report. What we're doing in here while we're managing our users and we're seeing what the users are up to, I'm going to switch back to myself, is we're also managing the project. So you see I have mostly new leads. I've got a few inspections scheduled, but let's just hop into my new leads. And let's see. Let's check out this 90 mode project here. So when you're in a project, all of these different tabs, I guess we would call them, are the different managing functionalities within the project. So your measurements, your specifications, we've already looked at that. Notes. This is a big one. So if you want to add notes to the project itself, general means internal notes. Pre-start, contract, delivery, installation, these are different areas where you can leave notes and they'll appear on different documents. But what we really want to talk about here are sharing a project. So if you've got a project that's in your account or in one of your sub-users' accounts, you can tap on the share button and you can select another user and then either give or share that project to that user. If you give it, it's going to leave your account altogether and move over to that sub-user's account. And if you share it, you're going to retain ownership of it, but they're going to be able to see it, access it, and make some modifications to it. Cloning the project. So if you need to create a duplicate of the existing project, hit that clone button, tap on clone. This only takes a few seconds. We're going to spin for like half a second.
Yeah.
And then when you go back out to projects and you go all the way, let's see, go all the way up. Oh, you know what? In your account, it's going to go into the new lead folder, but we have a special setting here. So it made my clone in the inspection scheduled. Yeah, so there's the copy of that project there.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
What else? So when we're in the project, let's just go back into that 90 mode project. Well, we have get directions and schedule events. Have we ever talked about that?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so if you need physical directions to get to the address for that project, go ahead and tap on get directions. And these driving directions are going to open up in Apple Maps. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and, well, you know what? Let's hit continue. I want to see what happens. There it goes. Opens it up in Apple Maps. And it's loading. See, we're not in our app anymore, so I'm not held responsible for the performance of any. There we go. So we have directions, 3 different options, and you can tap on the go button. So again, directions directly from the app through Apple Maps. Now I'm going to jump right back into RoofSnap Max and go ahead and tap on schedule event. And from here, if you have your calendar set up, and it's going to ask for access to my calendar, so you're going to want to say OK. And you may have to tap on it again since it didn't have access the first time. There we go. So we can add a new calendar event for an appointment or a follow-up directly to our calendar. And if it's synced with your Google Calendar or synced with your Outlook calendar, then you can manage both from right here.
Awesome.
And that's how you manage your project and some of the different tabs within the project, and spy on all of your sub-users and make sure you know what's going on.
Yep.
And keep a good eye on what they're doing.
Wonderful.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.